It looks like Tesla's all-new ultra-low-cost Model Q will be released at any moment. And there's actually a good chance now that it might just be free. Tesla has confirmed their cheaper vehicles are entering mass production within the first half of the year, and, well, last time I checked my calendar, that is right now. And it looks like the design might just be a surprise that no one saw coming. But there's a big catch you need to be aware of. Let me break down everything we are now learning about this lower cost model and the good things and bad things this will have and what it won't have. Also, quick thanks to my friends at Sentry Pro for sponsoring this video. If you want to get instant alerts anytime Sentry Mode goes off on your Tesla, this is the one app for iOS or Android that can do it. Plus, there are some brand new features I'm excited to share in just a moment. Now, whether you've been following Tesla for a month or a year or 5 years, it seems like we've been talking about this budget Tesla version forever. There have long been rumors that Tesla was working on a cheaper alternative to the Model 3 and Model Y. There was the codename about the Model 2 or the Model Q, and after a lot of back and forth on Tesla canceling this project or bringing it back, it now appears, thanks to the latest rounds of confirmations from Elon and Tesla themselves, this is happening. Production is starting right now, and an announcement could be coming at literally any moment because this vehicle is going to be going on sale, and Tesla really needs to make some sales right now. So all eyes are on Tesla to see exactly what this is, and the rumors on this have never been crazier than they are right now because some new last-minute leaks are really weird. So let me break down all the last-minute leaks and everything we know step by step here, starting first with price, because obviously all this talk about a lower cost Tesla, everyone wants to know how much is this thing going to cost and how much cheaper is it actually going to be? And that is where things kind of get a little bit complicated. Really, the big problem here with whatever this thing is going to be priced at is the fate of the federal EV tax credit in the US, because Tesla heavily uses this to promote their vehicles. They really do a lot of their advertising with this baked in as an instant $8,000-ish savings. And when many are looking to buy a Tesla, especially these days, they're looking at that as sort of a built-in discount because you're saving quite a bit of money. But the future of that federal EV tax credit doesn't look very good. In fact, there's a good shot it's going to be going away in 2026, which really throws a wrench into the pricing of this vehicle because Tesla had a really great opportunity here to build a slightly better vehicle, price it a little bit higher, and maybe make themselves some more money. But with the federal EV tax credit thrown in there, it sort of would be around maybe $25,000 or $30,000. Like it would still be a win for them. Everybody would win with that federal EV tax credit. But if that goes away, then they basically have to make sure that $8,000 of potential savings they were banking on is now built into the actual price of this thing, which makes things super complicated. And in terms of specific numbers, things here are also very complicated. I'm going to probably say complicated a lot in this video because that's the best way to describe things. Elon and Tesla have long been touting a $25,000 vehicle, but that $25,000 number seems like it's going to be less and less sort of accurate based off of incentives and things like that. Obviously, the reason for that number is if Tesla could get a vehicle around that price and sort of before or even including any big discounts, that would place it near sort of the cream of the crop with other sort of traditional vehicles. So you're much closer in price, if not at the same price as a Toyota Corolla or a Honda Civic or a Hyundai Elantra. Basically, these are like the very standard vehicles that are ultra popular because they're very affordable. And that's where Tesla needs to be if they want to have this thing be a huge success. Because the Model 3, even the base Model 3, as wonderful as it is still just out of budget for many people out there. If they could bring that price down considerably, they'd have a whole new market to tap into, both in the US and around the world, and Tesla really wants that because it means they can make a lot more sales and a lot more money. Now, it looks like a recent report from Reuters may give us our best look yet at what the realistic price of this vehicle is actually going to be. And despite what Elon may say, Reuters, by and large, has been right on basically every single major Tesla announcement over the last few years. They were right about all the refreshes. They've been right about timing. So I think this should be taken with a grain of salt, but might actually be accurate. And they say that Tesla is obviously working on a very ultra secretive, low cost vehicle. Code name internally is E41. And they say that Tesla is targeting a 20% price reduction for this vehicle. So if we do some quick napkin math based off of that, if I'm looking at the cheapest Tesla you can currently buy, that is a long-range rear-wheel drive Model 3, we take out the discount of the federal tax credit, the price of that is $42,990. So if we do $42,990, take off 20% from that figure, that would be giving us a price of $34,392. So a $35-ish thousand Model 3, which is better than what it is, but still not very good. Now, if Tesla could still take advantage of the federal tax credit, if somehow they could build that in, if you take off an additional $7,500 worth of savings, the price gets way better here. Then we're getting much closer to $25,000. This is a $26,892 vehicle. So without the federal tax credit, around $35,000. With the tax credit, way closer to $25,000. That is a much more compelling offer. But again, with the federal tax credit going away, likely, it's going to make things way tougher for Tesla. And I know this talk about a free Tesla or a lower cost, like $99 a month Tesla sound bonkers and like clickbait and dumb and out of this world. But hang on with me here for just a second, because Elon has given some playbooks recently on how this might work. Tesla, for a while, has talked about some ways they could monetize their current customer vehicles in basically two main ways. One of the ways they could do this would be by basically using your car's CPU, its computer processing power, when your car wasn't being used. Like they could use that for their own sort of AI training data, which could make a lot of sense and could maybe be something that we could look into as a potential savings, but that might be sort of risky and it could work and could not work. It might be a little complicated. The more straightforward way that Tesla has said they could offer discounts would be by allowing users to basically deploy their own personal vehicles into the Tesla robotaxi fleet. The idea being, when you're not using your vehicle, like when you're sitting at home, when you're at work, when you're at the gym, when you're sleeping at night, when your car is sitting dormant for like 8 hours at a time, instead of it just sort of sitting there doing nothing, you could potentially press a button, send your vehicle out, and let it basically be its own like autonomous Uber, pick people up, drop people off, basically make you money while you're not using the car. It could be a win-win scenario if it's actually done right. Now, of course, for years, this has all sounded like an absolute pipe dream, like it was never going to happen. Like, yeah, that sounds great in practice, but how would that actually work? Well, now that full self-driving unsupervised is actually rolling out at the end of this month, and now that these vehicles are actually on the road, this is becoming a lot closer to reality. And if the rumored timelines are actually going to happen, like by the end of 2025, if full self-driving unsupervised and these robotaxis are in more cities, this could actually provide a real opportunity for Tesla to subsidize their lower cost Teslas. And the idea would be pretty simple, that you would buy this vehicle and sort of you could own it, or maybe you could even rent it from Tesla. And basically you would have a predetermined time you would need to give up access to the vehicle and receive a discount. So the idea is, and I could definitely see Tesla doing this because they do weird things like this all the time with discounts, is that you would basically take the car and you'd have to commit, let's say, 40 hours a month for it to be in the taxi fleet, that you'd have to basically relinquish your control over the car and let it go over and pick people up and drop people off and do that whole thing. I could definitely see a world in which Tesla would offer a discount or some sort of special lease promo with that baked in, that, hey, we'll offer you the vehicle for $100 a month all in with taxes and fees and all that, but you've got to commit to the vehicle being in the fleet for 40 hours a week or whatever the math works out to be. Sounds nuts, but honestly, it is way more realistic now than it's ever been before. And if Tesla is looking for a way to offset the costs of this vehicle, basically like doing a sort of vehicle sharing program with owners might actually be the way they're able to make this thing low cost. And while this kind of vehicle sharing program would be great, especially bringing costs of the vehicle down, it also sort of opens up a lot more problems, definitely in terms of like who could be wrecking your car or vandalism or things like that. I mean, just over the last couple of months, the vandalisms, the rampant random vandalisms on Teslas have been insane, which is why I love Sentry Pro, because it immediately alerts you anytime Sentry Mode goes off. Not if a certain threshold is hit or XYZ parameter. No. Anytime Sentry Mode goes off, I want to know what's going on, which is why I love Sentry Pro. I've got it on all my Teslas. I've got the iPhone app, also available on Android as well. And now there are some new beta features you should know about that make the experience even better. One of the big problems with Sentry Mode on Teslas, especially over the last couple of months with all these stupid vandals, is that Sentry Mode on its own usually isn't enough to sort of deter people from banging around your vehicle. So taking things a step further are some really cool beta actions within the Sentry Pro app that will allow you to honk the horn, flash the lights, to sort of let people know, hey, the car is sort of obviously being monitored. You need to get away from the vehicle. And plus, you obviously are getting that instant alert so you can be checking the cameras and see exactly what's going on the moment the car detects something with Sentry Mode is going on. And let me give you a quick demo on how this beta feature works. So I've got it set up to honk when a threat is detected. So let's say I'm a bad guy, I see a Tesla parked here, I'm gonna start to go around and see if I can creep in the doors and see what's going on, and oh! I knew that was coming, and even that scared me. It works. You can get started totally for free with Sentry Pro at the link down below. There's a free trial. Check it out, see how it works and fits in your Tesla lifestyle. Of course, everything is going through the official Tesla API, safe and secure. It's working on all the models here. And plus, there's a special limited time deal here that if you don't want to do any sort of subscription, you don't want to spend a couple of dollars a month, you just want to buy it once and have it for life, they've got a limited time lifetime discount where you could take advantage of some special savings as well. So again, working on iPhone, Android, all your Teslas, any models are supported. This is a must-have app for every Tesla owner around the world, so check it out. Link down below to try it out for free and get your Tesla much better protected with Sentry Pro. Okay, so the next thing we've got to talk about, of course, is features. Let's assume that we are getting a sub $30,000 Tesla. Let's assume you could get this thing for $100 a month. What is the car going to have? And more importantly, what isn't it going to have for that price? Well, current rumors suggest a couple of things. It likely isn't going to have a lot of the higher end creature comforts you'd find in more luxurious Teslas, but also you'd get a lot of the core functionality that we'd expect from any Tesla. So you'd probably still have app supports. You could control your vehicle from your phone. You would still have a large touchscreen. You'd have the same software. You'd still have Sentry Mode. You'd have Tesla Theater. The car would basically work exactly the same way, likely still with full self-driving as an option, but some of the more what Tesla would consider luxurious things like leather seats and heated rear seats and ventilated cooled seats and heated wipers, the rear display, the audio system, maybe even the glass roof, all of those things would be removed, of course, in order to cut down on costs. So you'd still have the same general Tesla experience, but a lot of the higher end things would be removed to bring the price of the car down. And this playbook is exactly what Tesla has done on multiple vehicles around the world. In Mexico, their base Model 3 does exactly this. It takes away some of these higher end features in order to bring the cost of the vehicle down. They've taken away the leather in favor of cloth. Same goes for the new base rear-wheel drive Cybertruck. That vehicle also makes many, many concessions, maybe even too many concessions, in order to bring the price of that vehicle down. So the idea of this being a template for what this cheaper Tesla is going to be definitely makes a whole lot of sense. You've got to give things up in order to bring the costs down. But the good news is that the core functionality of the vehicle, the full self-driving stuff, the screen, the audio system is still going to be pretty good, but it's not going to be as good as the higher-end Teslas, of course. And then, of course, the third obvious thing we've got to talk about is design. So assuming we get a $25,000 Tesla, assuming it makes some concessions, okay, what is the design of this vehicle going to be? Because everyone wants to know, what is this thing going to look like? And after a lot of mystery, Tesla has basically confirmed and said on multiple occasions, this vehicle is going to not only utilize aspects of both the old framework and new framework of Tesla's, but it's going to be similar in design to vehicles we already have on the road, which basically gives Tesla 3 different options of how they could go. And again, I've dug through everything I can find on this, and these are the 3 most likely scenarios here that will play out. Scenario number 1 is that Tesla could simply repurpose their lower-end vehicles as these cheaper vehicles. They could throw in some discounts, they could throw in some lease specials, they could throw in some mandatory vehicle sharing things in order to bring the cost down, and that's what it could be. We've got the lower end version of the Model Y, the rear-wheel drive model, now entering mass production here in the US, and it's on sale around the world. We obviously have had the Model 3 base rear-wheel drive for a while. That's certainly a way this could play out. The second thing that's also looking very likely right now is that Tesla basically takes the overall shape of that vehicle, but shrinks it down just a bit. There's been a lot of talk and some sightings, multiple sightings, of a slightly smaller version of the Model Y, that might be what Tesla does. Obviously, the Model Y is the world's best-selling car. It's a very popular form factor. New Model Y is amazing. What if they just took the, basic, structure of the Model Y, shrunk it down a little bit, and took out some features like what I talked about, the seats and the glass roof and stuff like that, or maybe they even keep the glass roof based off this photo here. If they could basically make a little bit of a smaller Model Y, that could obviously make a whole lot of sense. The third situation, something to think about, is maybe they could do that and also deliver a smaller version of the Model 3. We've gotten this weird camouflage Model 3 that's been making the rounds around the Bay Area in Northern California for a couple of months now. And since the Model 3 has been out since the refresh for a while, there's a lot of speculation as to what this could be. Maybe Tesla releases both a smaller or modified version of the Model Y and the Model 3, or maybe they just do the Model 3, that maybe the Model Y would just be too expensive, and in order to keep costs down, this is the route they go. And then finally, the curveball to all this, what could be the situation here that no one sees coming, but could be playing out right in front of our eyes, is that the Cybercab is what becomes the more affordable model. Now, this makes sense for a couple of reasons. Number one is that we had heard originally the plan all along from Elon and Tesla was they were going to make 2 versions of the Cybercab. One was going to be the version that is the robotaxi. It's got no steering wheel, no pedals. It's the one I got to take a ride in before, and it's the one that has sort of been seen all around the world as of now. And then also there'd be a version that would have the traditional steering wheel, pedals, and more of the, normal vehicle controls, as that would be the lower cost Tesla. That always made a whole lot of sense and seemed like that was what Tesla was going to do. We also saw multiple occasions of Tesla testing a version of the Cybercab with a steering wheel around the Giga Texas lot. That also made a whole lot of sense to be the cheaper Tesla. Then, over the last couple of weeks, Tesla has begun a big number of production on the Cybercab. We've got a lot of the casings here, the Giga castings for the Cybercab outside of the Giga Texas factory. And even though the robotaxi service is going to launch with the Model Y and not the Cybercab, there has been speculation that maybe, obviously Tesla's ramping up to launch these as Cybercabs, or maybe they're building them for both. They're going to be the Cybercab and they're going to be the new cheaper Tesla. Given the timeline of these going into mass production as of right now, that would make a whole lot of sense. So maybe the curveball here is it's not going to be a Model 3, it's not going to be a Model Y, but it will be the Cybercab that will be the smaller $25,000 Tesla we've been promised. And love it or hate it, that's what's going to be hitting the roads as the more affordable Tesla model. All right, and now we have come to my favorite part in the video, the chance that you guys have to win some of my money. I'm gonna be hiding an Amazon gift card code somewhere in the next minute or so of the video, so keep your eyes peeled for that. And also, you can keep your eyes peeled while I tell you guys about a couple of my favorite companies here to enhance your Tesla experience in some major ways and also, help you not break the bank when you accessorize your Tesla. One of my favorites is a lineup from Tesla Emblems. They've got some really amazing ways to customize your Tesla. They've got some really cool high quality decals you can sort of use to customize the different emblems on your vehicle. You can wrap your charge port if you want to. And even one of my favorites here from them is the coolest way to customize and personalize the key card for your Tesla and make it not look black or boring, but swap it out with Elon Musk's own, Amex card or Blockbuster or something cool. They've got a bunch of different designs to choose from and a lot of really easy and affordable ways to customize your Tesla. I'll leave a link to them down below, including a 10% coupon code if you want to check that out. When it comes to protecting your Tesla on the outside, I love my friends from Drive Protected because they've got two amazing offerings. One is they've got the best detailing products for your Tesla possible. They've got a great value pack, gives you everything you need to clean your Tesla, make it look shiny, new, and keep it looking just amazing. And also, of course, they are the #1 place for you to go for DIY PPF kits. They have a bunch of different options for every single Tesla on the market. They've got clear options, they've got matte options, they've got options to protect your Tesla from frunk to trunk and everywhere in between, or you can choose to do individual pieces, and best of all is you can install this yourself very, very easily. They walk you through the entire process. My code Rosenfeld is an exclusive code, gonna save you 10% off. That is better than any other code you will find on the internet, so use my code Rosenfeld for 10% off your order. Also, if you're looking for an easy, cost-effective, and fun way to accessorize your new or maybe your older Tesla you want to breathe some new life into, check out the amazing lineup of premium accessories from my friends at Joa. They have got you covered with literally everything you would want for every single Tesla model. They've got phone chargers, they've got neck pillows, they've got sunroof shades, and they even make things super simple with starter packs that literally give you everything you'll need for the best Tesla experience with one simple click. It does not get any easier than this. And then also some of the more advanced utility stuff. Things like a really nice folding tray so you can eat more comfortably or work more comfortably as you're sitting in your car. They've got a really cool invisible storage solution for the underscreen part of your Tesla. They've got a really easy way to charge your Apple Watch and AirPods on the built-in wireless charger in your car, and so much more. If you're looking to check out amazing premium Tesla accessories, check out what Joe has got to offer. Link, of course, is down below in the description, and my code Robert is going to save you on your purchase. So check out the link, use my code Robert to save today. All right, so that is everything we know about the rumored vehicle. Of course, the names go back and forth. Model 2, Model Q, we don't know what the name's going to be, but Tesla's working on it, and the announcement should be coming literally at any moment now, as the vehicles should be in production at the factory right now. Please let me know your thoughts down below. What are your thoughts on this? What do you think the pricing should be? What are you most excited for? What would you be willing to give up to save 25, 30% on your next Tesla? Drop a comment down below and let me know. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Robert Rosenfeld, and I'll see you in the next one.